Good afternoon, you're listening to Brum Radio. I'm Dave Massey. I'm joined on the telephone by Mark Reed, who you might know better as Mark from A1. Good afternoon, Mark. How are you doing?
Hey, Dave. Good to talk to you.
Thank you for taking the time this afternoon to chat to us. Now, you're actually in in Birmingham Town Hall, B Music Town Hall, at the moment right now. Have you been in that building before?
I'm pretty sure I have. I mean, I very much recognise it. I mean, I recognise it from the acoustics. I'm that much of a nerd. I just do some singing, and I remember if I've been here before. And
that's so
amazing
mad.
Amazing room.
And what's it like to be there today, doing the prep for this? What have you been doing while you're in Birmingham?
I have been meeting some very lovely people. It was a bit of a surprise, and I met who called herself my number one fan.
Fantastic.
Lovely girl by the name of Michelle and her lovely mum Sharon, and so I did a bit of a surprise, and we played a bit of a quiz.
Brilliant.
Clever play on words. It was she was going to take on me. There you go. See what they did there? That's
fantastic. And that was with Birmingham Updates, wasn't it?
It was absolutely brilliant. It's been really nice meeting them, and we had fun. We did a little bit of singing, so we actually got to sing in the town hall. And we sung a bit of Like a Rose, which is an A1 track, and I couldn't resist doing a bit of Take on Me as well, just so I could hear the high notes in this lovely room.
And this gig that you're doing in Birmingham has been pushed back from October 2021, and it's been pushed to September 2022. 19th of September 2022. I'm making sure I say the date for you.
Thank you.
How far into production had it got before it got moved? Do you know?
In terms of a show, it was quite far into production. But the theme of this tour was the new album. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, because of lockdown, over the previous, obviously, 16, 18 months, the four of us weren't able to get together to complete the album.
Wow.
I mean, we were able to do so much of it, like, remotely, but, it's not the same when you're trying to record an album. It's very important to actually be in the same room together to write the songs and record the songs. So, unfortunately, what really held us up the most was actually the inability to complete the album. We thought, well, we could still do a show, but the plan was always to put on a new show for our fans. We could have done a show that we'd done previously, but because it was all themed around the new album, we thought, it's best to get this album done, and then we can present a whole new show for our fans.
And this gig is called the A Game. That's the tour. That's right. It's got a real kind of Tron legacy retro vibe to it in the look of it. When I think of A1 myself, I think of that era for like 1999, 2000, and for the A-list albums. Did you want to really pay homage to that sort of time period with it, or is that particularly just the look of the posters for it?
That's exactly what we were going for, because a lot of people will remember our Take on Me video. I mean, obviously you can't touch the original. The original video by a-ha will always be a classic. Mm-hmm. But with our video, we did go for that very much kind of Tron vibe, very Matrixy. Even though these days you could probably make that video with an app. But at the time, it was very very revolutionary and a great video. Mm-hmm. But with this new album, we are very much going back to that sound that we had for our A-list album. So we felt like the theme of the album is just to basically take people back to that time, because actually 90s and noughties are kind of in again, and they're amazingly they're very retro now, which is making me obviously feel really old.
It's annoying, isn't it, when you suddenly think of it being like 20 years and then you're suddenly like, oh, well, I was a teenager in my 20s just then.
Yeah.
I find that crazy.
It really is crazy. So the whole theme, you're right, the theme is very kind of... But the sound of the album is also quite 80s as well. The 80s and 90s sort of retro sound. So, yeah, we're going for that theme for the whole tour.
Now, normally I would have come in to meet you in person, so apologies that I couldn't come and do that today. Instead, I spent the afternoon on your YouTube channel for A1 Vivo. I noticed it's got 96 million views now.
Is that all?
Yeah, is that a crazy number to you to see that?
Yeah,
And
it's frustrating that it hasn't hit 100 million.
It will do.
Well, yeah, it depends how long it's taken to get to that.
It just takes a couple of more lockdowns, doesn't it, for us to get to that?
Let's hope so. I mean, that is awesome. That is so good. And we've got a similar thing, I don't know, 200 million on Spotify and all that kind of stuff. But I think that's pretty amazing considering that in today's, market, we are officially dinosaurs. So it's quite nice to know that even though we are from a very different time in terms of like social media and that kind of thing, it's nice to know that people are still streaming the songs and still enjoying what we did, back in the day.
I mean, I was listening to your latest track, Spiders, from Spotify. And again, just being able to... I used to have to go into record shops like Our Price and HMV and Virgin Megastore. And if I didn't know the track, I used to have to like hum it to the people behind the desk and things like that. Do you think it's so mad that we can just click a link on and there it is just on our devices?
I know. And we even have Shazam for that now.
Absolutely.
I love it. It is such different times. And we put Spiders out because obviously we knew that, it looks like the tour's not going ahead. So we want to at the very least put something out so people have got something new to listen to. So that was, we have got a lot more songs coming on the way that we're going to be releasing in a big way in the new year. So keep an eye on what's coming up.
Well, I'm probably going to play Spiders right after we chat on our episode of Brum Hour today. So that should be quite fun to do. I noticed that the person that's going to be supporting you on the tour is Harper Starling. I just took a look at her track as well, which was Euphoria. That's a dancey electronica vibe as well. I think it's fantastic to see that vibe around at the moment as well. When you're playing music yourself, what sort of things are influencing you at the moment?
Absolutely everything. It's just good music at the moment. I'm loving Dua Lipa, loving Ava Max. There's so many good, such great music at the moment. And I've got to say, still absolutely killing it is Elton John.
Absolutely.
His last album was just brilliant. I mean, still the top, the absolute best. And I think what he did with his collaborations album is such a good move because his last few albums have been kind of, Elton John style, but to do an album which just really brings him up to date, and also he's bound to be Christmas #1, isn't he?
Absolutely. Well, he's got his name on 2 tracks at the moment because he's on the Lad Baby track as well, which is quite bizarre. And I just think that's quite funny to see that as well. You've been performing in Jack and the Beanstalk over in Redditch. Have you had a chance to come into Birmingham during that time, or is this your first time coming into town while you've been doing that tour?
Oh, absolutely. Heading over as much as I can, whenever I can, get to the Christmas market, and it's so lovely here. I mean, it's such a nice atmosphere. So yeah, of course, even though I was only 20 minutes away, I couldn't not come into Birmingham town. I mean, we really got our start here as a band. We actually had our very first gig in Birmingham at an event which you might have heard of. You might be too young, but the first event that we did was an event called the Birmingham Big Bash.
Oh, really? Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, I don't think it's still going now, obviously, but that's where we got our first fans, which was so nice. So, and they're still supporting us today. And
was that one of those, like, party in the park type ones?
No, Birmingham Big Bash was more like a Smash It tour type thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That they used to have a lot of in the day that they don't really have quite so much now. Unfortunately, but yeah, so it would be all these multiple bands on the tour and new acts, and we were one of the new bands, brand new, just started out. So yeah, we got our start in Birmingham. So Birmingham's always had a very special place in our hearts.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic.
And our fans are without a doubt some of our most loyal and just great fans. Love them here.
Well, these guys, I know that the guys at B Music are excited to have you come down and do part of your tour in Birmingham at Birmingham Town Hall. You can find details of this on B Music's website, which is bmusic.co.uk. If you look for A1, and it's called the A Game, that's the name of the tour that's happening. You can check out a1official.com as well. for more details of the tour there. 19th of September 2022. I can't even say the year properly at the moment. I still can't believe that 2021 is over so soon.
Just like that.
It just happened. Doesn't seem like it's done properly this year.
Weird, this strange time we've been in. I mean, it's felt like the last couple of years have felt like they've really dragged, but on the other hand, they've just gone like that. And here we are heading into 2022.
As far as our audience is concerned, it's already happened.
Exactly. They've 2022.
We've
Happy New Year, everyone.
already had our New Year's chaos. I can quite imagine. Brilliant, Mark. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to this. As I say, check out the details at B Music, which is Birmingham Town Hall, which is the new name for Town Hall Symphony Hall Birmingham. On the details there. Mark, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Dave. Really good to chat with you.
Brilliant. We're going to play that. We're going to play that track for you now, and that track is Spiders, and this is by A1. You're listening to Brum Radio. Thank you.
All the best.
It's not you. It's not my fault. It's complicated.